Alright, I know I didn't exactly show how I solved the Auriza Side Catacomb that I made a video about showing me finding it, but honestly you're better off that way. I got so lost in that hell maze of a puzzle that using my video for a walkthrough would be like using a bonfire to store ice cubes. So as an apology for that, I'm gonna be showing me solving this tomb because it's a special hero's grave that I managed to solve somewhat competently. But also because I wanted to talk about some more lore, because everyone knows the only time I ever seem to talk in these videos is when it's about lore involving Godwyn. And if that seems like I have a hard-on for the guy, you'd also be sort of right because his presence is just enough in the game for it to be interesting while not being too overbearing. It's just got this natural mystery and subtlety to it that compels me to want to bring it to light. In this case, we're in an area that's very close to where Godwyn is buried. No, it's not this hero's grave, but we're close. So it's no coincidence that we happen to run into this sword right here, created by Miquella in an attempt to give his brother Godwyn a true death. And in case you've forgotten, Miquella is Malenia's twin brother. While she was afflicted with scarlet rot at birth, he was afflicted with being an eternal child. Both were prodigies, with Miquella excelling in problem solving. Malenia had scarlet rot, and we gave a needle to Millicent to halt her scarlet rot, which just happened to be created by Miquella. He also made another needle that can exercise the flame of frenzy from an individual. And now we can add this sword to the roster. This was Miquella's attempt to solve yet another problem afflicting his family, and not only do we find it in a tomb that's very close to Godwyn's resting place, but what was the sword guarded by? None other than Basilisks, which are very fitting here. They've been a part of FromSoft games ever since Dark Souls 1, casting curse on players which instantly kills them, all while jumping around with their weird googly eye looking sacks. However, in Elden Ring, not only are their eyes actually eyes this time, but their eye design is changed for the first time since they were created. Not only do the Basilisks in Elden Ring cast Deathblight instead of Curse, but their eyes are Godwyn's eyes. If they're influenced by the being Godwyn had become, and hail him as their Prince of Death, it's no wonder why they'd be guarding a sword that has the potential to put Godwyn down for good. And this isn't the first weapon created by a character in the game, or even by a demigod. The merchant that I talked to when I explored the capital Outskirts sold me a Sentry's Torch, which was created by Margit himself, with the ability to see beings who are cloaked with invisibility. Sound familiar? Well, if you remember what I said from a few videos ago, this was his answer in response to the Black Knife assassins using their invisibility veils to sneak past his Knight's cavalry and kill Godwyn's soul in the first place. He created this torch so it would never happen again, and this torch comes in great handy against a certain boss which will be seen very soon. But for now, speaking of bosses, this dungeon's boss is complete bullshit.